Say hi to our subscribers. Hey guys. Coinbase blowout. So if you've been paying attention to the market so far today, you've probably noticed one of the stories that's circulating on the news wires is that Coinbase absolutely crushed earnings. And if you're looking at the stock and you're looking for something to trade, you might be put off a little bit by the $286 per share price that it's trading at right at this very moment. However, if you're one of the types of traders that likes to play stocks that move in sympathy with other bigger companies in the same sector, then you need to pay attention to this video because I'm going to show you one stock very, very similar to Coinbase that's only around $10 a share and can have a rocket move if some volume starts to hit this stock. So I'm just looking at a quick 5-minute chart of Coinbase. You can see it's up today, gapped up 281 or so, hit 292, and right now it's sort of trading in the middle of that range. So what you have to ask yourself is, if you don't want to play Coinbase, is there another stock in this sector of online brokers, specifically more like the trendy new online brokers like Coinbase and Robinhood? Well, there is one actually that most Americans have never heard of, and that's called Etoro. Now, Etoro is going public through a SPAC stock right now that still, the merger's not complete, but everything's all set for it to be completed. It just hasn't finished yet. So anyways, the ticker hasn't changed. So it's kind of a funny looking ticker, but I'm going to show you what it is right now, and then we'll talk a little bit about what's going on behind the scenes. So it's FTCV is the ticker. So this is FinTech Acquisition Corp. So Etoro is merging in with this SPAC. So the ticker's going to change here in the near future. But for right now, this is how you would get into Etoro if you wanted to trade something similar to Coinbase and potentially play a multi-day breakup in Coinbase through another vehicle that could possibly have a bigger percentage move overall. Now, let's talk about something real quick here so you can kind of see. I actually have my thoughts together here on this. If you remember when the Coinbase IPO hit back in April, FTCV, Etoro, basically what the stock did is it went on a nice about 4 or 5 day run from $11 to $15.50. So that's a nice about 40-50% move, right? If you anticipated that IPO, which you easily could have. It was all over the news. So now my thinking is with this stock, basically, I mean, look at it. I mean, it's been relegated to the ash heap of SPAC history almost. And if Coinbase can sustain sort of like a multi-day move, so today's earnings, if it can keep going up, guys, if it can stay above this resistance level around the low 280s and start to ascend towards 300 in the next few days, maybe even next week, I think FTCV could catch fire. All that really needs to happen is people need to realize that the stock actually exists. So let's talk about a little bit of behind the scenes. All right, so I went to the Etoro website and checked out the investor relations portion of the website, and there's some really good information on there. First thing that's really impressive is that they're making a lot of money. There's net income, but right now at an early stage of a company, when it first goes public, what investors want to see, what Wall Street wants to see is rapid user growth. Okay, so making money, they don't really care about that much in the early innings of things. What they want to see is user growth or daily active users. If you remember Netflix, trading Netflix over the last few years, it wasn't so much the EPS, the earnings per share beat, that the market wanted to know. They wanted to know whether or not they were growing subscriber counts at an accelerated rate quarter after quarter. And if they weren't, the stock got punished on earnings. And if they beat the number of new subscriber adds, the stock would gap higher and run regardless of whether or not they actually made money on the bottom line. That's what Wall Street is going to want to see with Coinbase and also with stocks like Etoro, which is currently FTCV. Again, that ticker is going to change in the near future. So you can look here at their subscriber growth. It's a few months old, but you can see that the company is growing rapidly. Over 20 million registered users spread out over 100 countries, 1.5 million funded accounts. I'm sure these numbers are a lot higher right now as we're into August. And this is all the way from Q1, right? So January 1st through March 31st is what this would cover. So you can see the growth from 1 million to 3.1 million users over the course of 1 year. So really, really, impressive growth. The kind of same growth that, companies like Coinbase are seeing. So it's really similar. The difference is that Etoro focuses more on traders who are outside of the US. There's some unique things about it. There's the social, like brokers, Robinhood, Coinbase, in the United States, for some reason they don't have any kind of social media aspect. You can't like go and chat with other users so much on there as you can with something like Etoro. They have actually a really cool feature that you can follow a trader. So if you think somebody's a good trader on Etoro, you can actually set up your account to mimic their trades. Hey, it might work, I don't know. But anyways, that's what sort of is fueling the growth of eToro. As you can see, they have a nice global footprint. It's not just concentrated in the US like Coinbase and Robinhood are. All right, so again, you can see that growth curve there is pretty impressive. So guys, that's what Wall Street wants to see. So my point in showing you this is just to show you that FTCV eToro is a real sympathy play to Coinbase. And if Coinbase stays hot, I think basically you're going to see some more eyeballs on FTCV, and people are going to realize like this SPAC is, I mean, it deserves some love here, right, guys? I mean, especially when this maybe it'll take the merger completing and the go from this goofy ticker symbol all consonants that's hard to remember to something like Robinhood has now HOOD to help sort of get that emblazoned in the investor psyche so that more people can start looking at this stock and we can start seeing an uptrend. As a disclaimer, I do own shares for my account, my personal account, but I did want to make a video to kind of share my thoughts, and hopefully this thing will start to go up for us.